Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, the great millstone, the salutation of brothers pushing his word in truth and sincerity and with charity, and risking their lives and freedom to do so. It's going to be a quick one. Scripture of the day. As you see on the screen, it says, you would never let your phone battery get drained. It's like it says, you would never let your phone battery get so drained, yet your lack of prayer leaves your soul constantly drained. Nourish yourself in prayer. Alright? And everything, even the folly you can see in a spiritual sense, because here's a meme that's floating around on social media. And a lot of things are really meant for the elect's sake, man. Alright? The 1/3. Alright? As scripture says, this world is made for our sakes. Alright? So, a lot of things is really for, Lord puts it out there for, it'll be like a faith booster unto us. You know, and a confirmation of something, you know, confirming in the spirit. You know, you had this conversation with a brother, you know, talking about being always constantly in prayer, you know, trying to feed the flesh less and feed the spirit more, you know, and you see, and then later on, or you do a sit down, you know, with a brother to pertaining to that topic, and then later on you go on social media, you know, when you relax, you know, go on social media, and some brothers do other things. Some brothers play video games, you know, some brothers watch movies, you know, some brothers do all of them above, you know, but a lot of these things that, you know, Lord put on these people's spirits to create these movies, create these memes, to create these video games, and all these other different platforms of entertainment, you know, for our sake, you know, and to be a booster unto us to continue in the faith, you know, and this is one of them, you know, just having a conversation with a brother, you know, low and that makes sense, but just had a conversation with a brother the other day, basically, you know, pray without ceasing, being constantly in prayer. All right, and try to strive to fast more, because when we fast, we neglect the flesh and try to just feed the spirit. All right, it takes away demons. There's a lot of benefits in fasting. All right, so I'm gonna read this again, and I'm gonna bring out scripture. This is well, it says, you would never let your phone battery get so drained, yet your lack of prayer leaves your soul constantly drained. Nourish yourself in prayer. All right. A lot of brothers fall out, right, because they weren't rooted in this thing. All right. They give into the flesh more than they do unto the spirit. And when you're in this thing, in order to keep things balanced with the spirit and the flesh, you constantly just gotta neglect the flesh and just feed and constantly feed the spirit, because that's basically all the balance that there is, because there's no balance between the flesh and the spirit, because they war against each other. Your flesh does what your spirit doesn't want to do. I mean, your flesh does what your spirit doesn't, right, and your spirit does what your flesh doesn't want to do. All right, as Paul says, hey, in my flesh dwelleth no good thing. All right, this flesh only wants pleasure. All right, this flesh it just wants continual pleasure. But we know that that's not the case, and we have to put our flesh in subjection and feed the spirit. All right? And once you feed the spirit more and strive to feed the spirit more and be in tune with the spirit more, and that little time and those moments you do chill in the flesh and in the folly, you get to enjoy it a little bit better too. Why? Because you know, not only you deserve it, hey, but you work your ass off and put your flesh in a subjection to enjoy these little moments. It's like a bodybuilder that doesn't eat. You know, he disciplines himself all month, all year round. You know, and then that one time he goes to competition, or a boxer, he disciplines himself in a meal. UFC fighter disciplines themselves in meals and getting ready and all that. And then once they go finally get their match, they get their victory. They say they can't wait to have a little cheeseburger. They'll have, you know, because they deserved it. They earned it. All right. So, but if you're constantly feeding the flesh it's out of balance. The Lord's not dealing with anything that's out of balance, because the Lord's a just He's a just balance. Well, with that, I'm gonna get Galatians chapter 6, and I'll start at 7. It says, "Be not deceived; the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to the flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting." All right. It says, "And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap, and if we faint not." All right. So if you constantly feeding the flesh, you're gonna drain out your spirit. You're gonna fall out. But if you constantly feeding the spirit, you're gonna drain out the needs of the flesh and want to constantly be in the spirit. But if you're not fasting, you're not praying, you're not watching videos, you're not being around brothers, you're not going to camp, you're not doing these things and putting your flesh under subjection, you're gonna be spiritually drained, man. All right, you'll be weary. All right, you will faint. All right. Well, let's try to feed the spirit more and the flesh less. That was it basically, man. I seen that meme and conversating with a brother the other day, and I've been meaning to do this lesson, and hey, Lord, was an edifying lesson, man. All right, but until next time, I'm gonna give a call along like how about Shimmy Al-Shai, all praises. Double honors to the apostles, elders, the great millstone, Slide. And salutation of brothers pushing his word in truth and sincerity and with charity and risking their lives and freedom to do so. Until next time, say shalom and abad babal.